Hi there, I'm wanting to do a talk on 5G, and the reason I wanted to do a talk is because this morning my mum had the news on, the BBC News, and this woman was talking about how good 5G was, or how good it is, how technically brilliant it is. But what she's not telling you is probably what obviously she doesn't know, she's obviously very ignorant, is the fact that the people that are behind this have discovered that it's very harmful for you. It doesn't travel very well, and this is why they're cutting down trees. So trees have actually got to give way because the trees were actually blocking its frequencies, you see. And it's a verified fact, I mean, look this stuff up, that it's harmful to the human consciousness, the human frequencies as humans are. You know, human is a state of consciousness, and that's what this stuff is for. It's basically very harmful to you. Changes basically. It's energy manipulation. Basically, that's what 5G is. And like I say, look this stuff up. Don't take my word for it. But clearly, there's a lot of ignorance out there, and people even talking on the news. If you talk on the news, you need to know what you're saying. You know, if I was ever to talk on a news program, I would know that everything I'm speaking about is verified and fact. You know, you've got to do that. If you're talking on the news, you can't just talk on what you think. You know, but this is the ignorance. And what was really good is my mum saw it as well, because, you know, obviously I'm going through an awakening and ascension process. And my mum probably doesn't even know if it's true, half the things I'm saying. But now she's seen it for herself, and even my mum knows about the 5G not being very good for you. And that's what it does. It's basically to control human behaviour. You control behaviour through frequency, perceptual control. Now television is a way of this, but a better way is to send them frequencies that control their behaviour. That's what the 5G is all about, and people have got to not allow this stuff to be put out there. You've got to, I'm not saying, you know, be violent or anything, but you've got to make them know that you're not going to stand for it, you're not going to put up with this. And that's what it is, it's a test on humanity. See, the 5G is to power the smart grid. There's all the smarts that you get, it's all a grid, that's what they call it, a smart grid. The smart grid is the Internet of Things, everything that's technical and connected to the Internet, is to connect you to this cloud. Now, the cloud is everything that is to do with the Internet. Everything that's connected to Wi-Fi, Internet, is all connected to the cloud. And that's why you've got cars now that are smarts. And you've got all these different smarts, because they want as much as possible to connect it to the cloud. Because the cloud is how AI, artificial intelligence, gets its information and intelligence from. So the cloud to AI is consciousness. That's what the cloud is. It's like consciousness to artificial intelligence. And later the human mind to be connected to this, you see. But obviously the awakening is spoiled the party. That's what's happened, and that's what the system is realising now. And this is why they're trying to roll out 5G, they're trying to rush it. Because the awakening is spoiling everything for them. And the bigger problem with it is, like these technical people that are building AI and are to do with all this internet side of things, are saying that the cloud holds all your... Every time you post and share something, that goes to the cloud, it's information in the cloud. The awakening information is everywhere online. I mean, this stuff I talk about is scientific, about reality and what we are, and that's in the cloud. And this is why they've been trying to stop people having David Icke, trying to stop his film premieres, trying to stop his shows, because he's a big player in this. But the bigger problem, this is what they're really annoyed at, is this awakened information has went to the cloud. That was not the system's original plan. I think I said that in a couple of my videos now, that this was not the plan. Because the plan, the systematic game is counterintelligence. I've spoke about this before. Now, I don't think counterintelligence is a thing that gets played that much now. Counterintelligence is basically putting someone on a perceptual road. Now, if you go on a perceptual road, the problem with it is you can change your mind. That's why counterintelligence doesn't actually work. When you actually dig deep with counterintelligence, you realise that this stuff doesn't actually work. Because people change their mind all the time. And that's what's happened with this awakening. Humanity's just awakened. And there's not a reason for it. It just, sometimes things are just random. You know, sometimes I say everything's arranged, but also sometimes things just happen for no reason. And that's the problem with counterintelligence. And that's what's happening to humans. And, you know, regarding the 5G, you know, how to, you know, I'll end the video with this. You know, to protect yourself from all this stuff, you know, you've got to understand that you've got to see yourself as the infinite self. Not the label. The label or your labels, the country you're born into, all the different labels that they give us is to keep you in the low vibrational state, which 5G can get into. But to protect yourself from all this, you've got to understand that you are the infinite self. Everything that exists is you, and you're infinitely beyond it. And this is how you access the infinite space within you, which connects you to this infinite self, you see. And that's how you protect yourself from this 5G, or anything really. To understand that you are infinity. Everyone is infinity. But yeah, that's what the cloud is. The cloud is like consciousness to artificial intelligence. And as you can see, you know, I've done my research on this stuff. But you don't have to do much research. It didn't take me much research. It took a couple of videos, and I started to look and I started to connect and see how that all these gadgets are to connect you to this cloud. That's why they want everyone on a phone or a tablet, and they want you out with it. Is to keep track of you, but also so you're sharing this brainwashing information to the cloud. That's why television has a purpose, to program you, so that you're programmed and you're sending this program to the cloud. But like I said, the awakening is spoiling. Has actually spoiled things, because all that awakened information is now in the cloud. So now if you're going to be brainwashed, it's going to be from what you actually are. And including the AI, this is why the system is very annoyed, you see. Because their little game didn't work. And a lot of these scientists aren't against you. You know, they think they're building very technical things. They don't realise that they've been put on a perceptual road by a system. Because everything's engineered. You know, climate change, anything to do with weather is engineered. Everything's electricity. You know, like if there's thunder and lightning, it's electricity. We're electric. Like Nikola Tesla said, everything is electricity. And you engineer weather by engineering the people's perceptual states. You know, when you think a thought or feel something, that's connected to the earth, a vibration, and that connects to the animals. And one thing that affects you affects everything else, because you're just energy. As science has proven, we're not even physical. We're just energy, non-physical energies, decoding it and mashing it up into apparent physicality. But it's not really physical at all. It's just a simulation of energies. Computerized energies that originates from nothing, you see. But like I say about nothingness is awareness. Has to be aware to become something. And one thing follows another thing. But it's the consciousness, of course, that's driving forward. And that's what you are, just infinite consciousness. That's the same for everything else, just infinite consciousness. But anyway, I'm just going to end it there. I really just wanted to do a talk on 5G because of that ignorant woman. I couldn't believe it. That someone talking on the news that's meant to be an educated person, meant to be intelligent, would make a mistake and not look this stuff up, or look anything up that you're talking about on television. I was actually quite shocked at that, because if it was me, I couldn't do that. I'd be too scared of the backlash that I'd get from not knowing what I'm talking about. But anyway, I'm just going to end it there. If you're watching, you're meant to watch it. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you.